It's Steve again. I'm going to show a train here on this newly sectioned or scenic portion of the layout here. What I've got here is an empty coal train pulled by an M1 class Reading 2A2. It's heading westbound to Newberry Junction with these empty hoppers, where it will probably drop them off for the New York Central's Beach Creek line to take them back to Clearfield to load more coal. So the train is coming through the Lofty Tunnel. Through Ringtown. Over the Fill. Over this bridge. Through the cut. And here's the new portion of the layout that I've seen here. We're going to be coming into Catawissa, Pennsylvania here. And I haven't done this bridge yet, but we're getting there. So there's our empty coal drag. And I will go ahead and stop that and take a minute here and go back to the town of Catawissa, which I just did over the last couple days. There's the interlocking tower between the Catawissa Reading branch and the Pennsylvania Wilkes-Barre branch. And got a water tower and the Catawissa station here. The road, I've even got the Opera House, which I printed from a photograph. That's actually still in Catawissa today. There's an industry there. There's a freight house there. There's a corner bar. Then I've got a bunch of residential structures here. A gas station, 24 cents a gallon, and one more industry here. And then I've tried to blend these two different backdrops here by building this hillside up. There's two deer in the field here, but I kind of built the hillside up to follow the Rightmore backdrop, and then it's not perfect, but I guess it'll work. So anyhow, I've got a lot of the scenery in for Catawissa, most of the foliage and so on. What I do want to do yet is put in some sidewalks, and I want to put in obviously more detail. I'll eventually ballast the track. There'll be sidewalks like I said, and I've got to put in the area between the rails at the crossings, and I think I have a technique I might use for that. So that is the town of Catawissa. Looks a little bit like the real one. It's not exact or anything, but you know, I've got commercial deciduous trees. I've got some commercial and homemade pines. I've got a ton of the puffball homemade trees here. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty much the extent of it. That tree I'm going to have to do some work on, but I think it looks reasonable, I guess. So this portion of the layout kind of butts up to this part I did a couple weeks ago here with the farm scene right here. So that probably gives me 65 feet of the top deck done, or near done. I'll probably next get started on this drop down river here, which I don't think is going to be too bad. I'm going to have to raise the riverbed. At this corner, outside of Catawissa today, there's a lot of covered bridges in Columbia County, Pennsylvania, and this is not an exact model, but this is one I just scratch built a week ago out of styrene. It's even got the interior bracing and everything. There's a covered bridge just outside Catawissa called the Holland's Head Bridge, I believe. And it's really close to the track like this, and it goes over Catawissa Creek. So I'm gonna put a creek kind of through here, I think, and do that as a scene on this corner. So that should be interesting. And then I get over to that far side there, which will have to scenic. And that'll pretty well get the upper deck good. So I'll just give a real quick pan over of what I've done here from up high. Catawissa, Pennsylvania. There we go, and there's the hillside, and got to add a couple ground throws here, and then I'm going to probably power the switches. I ran a bunch of engines, and believe it or not, even they have keep alives in them, some of them still seem to hesitate occasionally at the switch, at the turnout. So anyhow, there's where we just ran the train through there all the way around, and there's Lofty in the corner. So anyhow, thanks for watching. Incidentally, this is a plant you can get locally in the Northeast and maybe other places. It's called sedum. It's when it dries, it looks like this. And I've seen a lot of modelers modify this and use it for deciduous trees, and I'm going to give that a try. It's a lot cheaper than buying like this super trees. Here's one that I've started making. It's not done, but I think I'm going to add some polyfiber fill to it, and I got to fix that better, but I think it might end up making a really nice larger deciduous tree, so we'll see how that goes. There's a bunch of the polyfiber, by the way. So anyway, thanks for watching. You all have a good day.